Hello and welcome to episode 166 of the Daily Sales Message podcast, where every single day I share a piece of simple and actionable advice that's designed to help you sell more confident and feel more stuff. You know what I mean? Feel more confident and sell more stuff. In today's episode, we're talking about the POD process. P-O-D, the POD process. What is that? Sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Well, I've got news for you. I just made it up. It doesn't actually exist, but it makes my point. Having a name for your process of working, for how you do things, implies that you know what you're talking about, the specificity, the certainty. Giving it a name that's intriguing, like the POD, the P-O-D process, makes you think there's three parts to that process. First one begins with a P, etc., etc. So by having a named process and one with a name that's slightly intriguing, slightly kind of anticipatory, it means, first of all, you've tuned into this episode of the podcast if you listened to the previous one, but it also means for your buyer that you can engage them. Because trust me, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of businesses and entrepreneurs and founders and salespeople. When you ask somebody, so how do you do what you do? That can pretty much floor most people. They'll give you an answer, but generally it's around the houses. It's a little bit abstract, wishy-washy. You can tell they're thinking on their feet, they're making up on the spot. I don't really know what they're doing. They know how to do what they do. Of course they do. That's why they're in business. But the communication of how they do what they do definitely needs some attention. So by having a name for your process, like we have here, the POD process, give it a name. If you can make the name intriguing and slightly mysterious, even better, because it implies you know what you're talking about. It implies forethought and preparation, and it can really just help to make intangible things a lot more tangible. That's it for this episode of the Daily Sales Message. Tomorrow in episode 167, I'm going to talk about jargon and when it's okay to use jargon. There's one instance when it's okay to use jargon, and one only. Usually I'm against jargon because I'm the clear sales message guy, and jargon is a potential barrier to people actually understanding just what you're talking about. But there is one instance where you can use jargon and it'll work really well. But you're going to have to tune in tomorrow to find out about that. In the meantime, if you haven't already connected with me on LinkedIn, please hop on over to LinkedIn, find me there, James Newell, Clear Sales Message. Drop me a DM, say hello, connect with me. It's always really lovely to hear from listeners of the Daily Sales Message and to understand the impact that each and every episode has on people from literally around the world. The amount of countries the podcast is listened to astonishes me every day. I don't even know where some of them are on the map. Right, thanks for listening or watching all the way to the end. I do appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow for another exciting edition of the Daily Sales Message.